So, that unemployed bloke who used to be on telly, oh, he's still going on about, yeah, right, I'm sorry, yeah, oh yeah, still going on about that shit. Like my dicky bird. Like a dog with a bone. What have I been saying? What is a theme? One of the themes that I harp on about all the time. People who've had a load of power and they've been having a good old time of it. And then it comes to an end. It comes to a screeching halt. Well, unemployed bloke is in that category now. We're having a good time. Apparently, his former employee, this colleague that he were knocking off, and they were knocking him off when unemployed bloke were knocking his colleague off. His colleague were 18, so legally, not done anything wrong legally. The big thing is, oh, well, so what? Well, his employer knew about it because, by all accounts, the young colleague would arrive at work in a taxi paid for by work from unemployed bloke's London flat. Hey, oh, but unemployed bloke might have been paying for it. It'll have been going through the employer's books. Yeah. I used to work somewhere. I used to work at a pub back at 90s. At the end at night we used to get a chitty, a little receipt, and we could use a local taxi firm. A local taxi firm here in Calderdale to get home of a night. Well, most of the time, if weather were good, I'd walk home. Being a Friday or a Saturday night, by the time I'd finished at the pub had finished. Last orders were 11 o'clock. So bar staff finished passing pints across bar by about 11:30. It was that fucking busy with this pub. Anyway, the earliest you could get away with 12 o'clock once you cleaned up. You don't just a nice one, clock off, fuck you, I'm going home. No, you got to clean up. You got to clean the place. You got to clean all the detritus and what have you. Ready for the next shift. Ready for the next day. Well, you're already into the next day. It's 12 o'clock in the morning. What the fuck? But anyway, the upshot of that is, Friday and Saturday night, you're going to be waiting, half an hour for a taxi. You just are. Sorry, when I say taxi, they were private hire cars. So you have to ring for them. You have to ring for one and say, can we have a car from here to here? Can we book a vehicle to take us from this location to this other location? You could actually turn up at their office in town and join a big fucking queue. And say, yeah, I'd like a taxi from here. Up to my house, if that's alright. Where's your house? It's just up there. Alright, you could have walked on next time, you daft cunt. They wouldn't have said that at the time. They were nice. They were nice people who were dealing with you and that. But anyway, and I bet if I looked hard enough, I'd be able to find one of these old receipts, taxi credits. But I never used them. If I weren't wanting to get home in a taxi after work, then they didn't get used. They just got saved. Me being a hoarder and that, they just got saved. Happy days. Probably why my employer I won't say he likes me, but they kept me on for long enough. It fucking didn't cost them any money. They weren't having to pay for me to get home at the end of my shift. Anyway, so where's this going? Unemployed bloke off the telly. His employer will have been well aware that somebody was getting a taxi into work from his house, from his flat, from his London flat. And he's having a good time of it. You know, he's Mr. Popular on telly. You know, his face is all over the place. There's even a couple, you know, there were a few companies who were using him as their public face of their product. That bloke off the telly. That lovely man off the telly there. That's gone, that's fucking over now, is that? That is absolutely at an end. Oh, aye. Though, there's other things. There's a guy related to this. Or rather, there's a guy who's brought to this whole story another creepier side. You know, in reply to unemployed blokes' assertion that, oh no, you know, I've not done out illegal. There was somebody who had a Twitter account and he reached a certain milestone of followers, certain number of followers. So he had a bit of celebratory bollocks in some restaurant while unemployed blokes there in background. Unemployed blokes there in background with his colleague, well, it turns out at the time it wouldn't have been his colleague. Because when this individual off Twitter were doing this, I've got so many subscribers. It was back in 2000. I'm sure they said it was 2014. 2014. Many years prior to his colleague being 18-year-old. But then, there's the other argument that people at his former employer knew well this shit were going on. And his former employer kept this quiet. But now it's what's come out has come out. Unemployed blokes being thrown to the wolves. Hey, shut door behind. Throw him out, shut door behind him. Quick. And it really does beg the question, what other deviant shit is going on? What other deviant shit is going on at that employer? Legacy media. They're dead in the water.